So I knew it was in the works, didn't know when it was coming, but man, am I glad that it is here. Welcome to Steel City. Steel City is a track that closed down in about 2012, 2013 due to speculation, I guess you would say, EPA reasons or something. Not entirely sure, but it was located in Delmont, Pennsylvania. This track was the counterpart to High Point MX, owned by the same people, the Coombs, and actually looking right over here into this corner, if anybody, any of the old heads know, if you went right over this tree line, right where that edge of the map is, was actually Mad Mike Jones' house, and he had a freestyle setup right over there, and then everybody would park around the outsides here in the back. Fun little fact, right over in this field over here, I met Travis Pastrana for the first time right after he wadded himself trying the 360 NX games. He still had the scar on his face and everything, which was pretty cool. One of those core memories I had from growing up. To put it in perspective on core memories at this track, this was my all-time favorite track that I have ever ridden. I've ridden some awesome tracks like Mill Creek, Monster Mountain. I've rode High Point, Unadilla, other tracks just like that, and this one took the cake. For some reason, this track to me was just so much fun. I don't know if it was the hills mixed with off cambers or how flowy it was and the really unexpected weather that you would get here, but nonetheless, the racing every time that you would come here was always top notch. I've raced against some really fast dudes like Cooper Webb, Dakota Alex, and many others here, and watched some of the fastest dudes in the world rip this track. If you want a better idea of how iconic Steel City was, it was the final round of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship for many years, and this corner right here has an iconic moment where Ryan Villapoto passed Ryan Dungey on the last lap in the last corner right here. It looks a little different. This jump might be a little big compared to it, but I think Kewen did a really good job of recreating this track, and I can't wait to play it and show it for you guys. And one other thing, yes, I did make a 2012 hybrid Steel City as my first track, and yeah, I was really proud of it, and I think it does a really good job of capturing Steel City, the essence of it. But Kewen just did a great job of making this place look amazing, and I'm super excited to play it. I haven't done any laps on the track, so whenever we hop on, we are going to just, kind of check it out for the first time together. So I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to get into the riding. I do want to add one note before I get started with this video. Yes, I am going to be playing in third person for this video. I've been kind of going back and forth with first and third person, and I know I said that I was going to be trying to do a third to first person swap in all my videos and do progression, but just to catch the value of this track, I guess, or like how good it really is, I'm gonna play in third person just because I feel like I'll be able to do it a little bit more justice. So this whole shot right here, crashed so many times there growing up, especially doing the Redis qualifiers. And then I have a pretty good story of me coming around the outside right there, hitting a kicker, and then going over the bars right into this corner. That was a lights out moment. Man, I was doing really good in 450B that year, and I had a really good first and second moto, and thought I wasn't gonna qualify, and sent it around that corner a little too hard, went over the bars, separated my shoulder, gave myself concussion, all that good stuff. Ended my run at Loretta's that year because I got too hurt to be able to try any other qualifiers. So yeah, we won't talk about that because it's kind of a sore subject. The Steel City was iconic, man. Had some great racing, and kind of like what Kewen was saying in his description of the track, the old heads might, know this track a little bit more than everybody else. And dude, I mean, if anybody knows anything about Steel City, they know that this track was just, it's the cream of the crop. It's pro motocross at its finest, man, and he did such a good job capturing this. Like, I like a little less ruts on this one than what my version was, which actually is probably better. Some corners of mine don't have like nearly any ruts, but some of them have some more. So but just overall, the visual is just phenomenal. I mean, that step up looks great. I really wish I had his masking ability, because my tracks would definitely reach another level when it comes to visuals. But yeah, this is just, man, this is actually just cool to play really at this point. We'll kind of go through a little lap here, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more in depth of like what I know about Steel City. Whoa, okay, hang on a minute. See, it's little details like this, dude. Like that screen works right there. How sick is that? That is so rad. So like if I wanted to like watch some of my buddies and just chill on the side of the track, you know, and maybe get a little Moto t-shirt right up at the top of the hill, which were always sold literally right like right on the other side. This was like a monster building or something like that. Or no, never mind. So Moto tees and stuff would all be over here, and then like right in here they would do like a big like monster stand or something, and we would always sneak around try to steal some. Yeah, it was great. But Moto tees would be right up in here, you know, maybe sit there and just kind of have a monster and wearing my Moto tees Steel City 2011 Darren Durham shirt and watch some motos, you know. But no, so I'll go into it. So the rollers next to the start, iconic, man. It was actually crazy, because 60 to 70% of the time that I would come to Steel City, it would be raining and it would turn into a mud fest. It's just the way Pennsylvania goes. You can either have the best track conditions of all time or the worst. And big shout out to the Mad Hatter 849. He's on our team. He's another Pennsylvania guy as well. We both grew up racing here, and him and I played the heck out of my version of Steel City, and sometimes would put it on mudders and stuff, because that's just what we knew growing up in Pennsylvania, is that if you rode High Point or Steel City growing up, you were more than likely going to get a mud race. And you know, obviously it would make the track more difficult, but usually during the Pro Nationals it was a good time of year, and would get away with it. But for amateurs, yeah, not so much. Getting a little sideways here. And then one thing I want to mention right here, so this part was actually part of the pro section. Sometimes for like amateur days, they wouldn't run that double, or if they did, it would be laid down a little more. Some people would still be able to jump it, but you'd miss the corner. But when they peak this thing up, dude, like people would absolutely, dude. So we would watch from right over here, like up at the top of the hill, straight in front, just like next to that crane, or the that like crane up on the hill. But if you sat over here, these dudes from this jump right here, like the game just doesn't do it justice. They would go to the freaking moon, and then when they'd land, you'd have to be almost shift down to like first gear and barely be able to catch this corner. So sometimes guys, you'd see like the elite guys would come up a little bit short, like front tire, rear tire, a little bonk on the landing there to catch some or to get some like some traction, I guess, to the tires, and get them to stop for the corner. And I just thought it was just such a cool feature. But it was mostly made for the pro days, and that's how you want to do that. Same with this right here. So after or before they started implementing it for the amateurs, you would actually come right here and you would turn left and go straight into this jump right here off of the water truck path. But for the pro nationals, they would open up that step up and that little like off camber sweeper there. So but the rest of the track pretty much would maintain the same with you know, the exception of those two. Finish line, iconic. Back in the day, you can see videos of like Carmichael winning, throwing his hands up, winning the championship here. The finish line would be like right there. The guy would just be standing on the side of the hill waving the flag. So it was very old school, like, you know, 80s, 90s moto-esque. It was super sick. But yeah, just do a few more laps and kind of talk it through. Man, guys, I'm just so stoked that somebody else had come out with a track that does it justice, because my version, it wasn't great. It really wasn't. It was the first track I ever made. I mean, I was super proud of it, and I think a lot of people liked it. But in the MX Bikes community, people are always striving for that really rideable track, and mine was like a very niche track, you know, a niche track, or niche, nah, whatever that word's called. But this one right here, this is gonna be rideable by everybody. All bikes can ride this track. I think he put in the descriptions like all bikes everywhere or something. I don't know, something funny. I'll have to look back and read it. But I wanted to try to triple up this hill, because I think at one point in time, this dude did it. Oh yeah, whoa, dude, you can you can definitely triple up that hill. So yeah, you can triple up that hill. I made it like that on my track, but it was a little bit harder, so that it's kind of nice. I think Q1 was a little bit nicer to everybody than what I was on my version, that's for sure. Man, I keep messing that up. All right, so let's try to put a little bit more together now that we learned the track, talked a little bit more. But kind of while we're doing this, I'm just gonna kind of explain just a little bit more memories that I have, dude. So as we would come here for like qualifiers or even pro nationals, like later on, like kind of in like 2009, 2010, we would always actually park right up here, get there like on Thursday, park right up there and be there for the whole week. And it's just, dude, such a good time. And I'm smiling ear to ear. I know I don't have my face cam on and everything, but for everybody watching that doesn't know about this track, man, just go look up some old Steel City videos and everything. And the racing was just so good. Some definitely some core memories of Brock Kepler winning here. I think Langston clinched the title here, maybe, or won here. I'm not entirely sure. My moto history is kind of foggy right now. I should know those things, being from Pennsylvania and stuff, and knowing that this was the final round of the Pro Motocross Championship. But here I am, blowing some smoke up your guys, you know what's. But nonetheless, man, just stoked to see this track out, and happy that somebody is able to do it justice and people will play it a little bit more. I like what he did with this roller section, though. It's a little more peaky than what mine was, which in real life it was peaky. Sometimes, you know, obviously I'm no pro, so you know, when I was riding it and stuff, things were a little bit more laid down than what it was for the Pro National, but nonetheless, it catches the vibe pretty good. This corner right here was actually usually pretty rutted, so a couple berms, like there'd be an inside like gnarly one, and you would like almost hop down this hill before you even got to it. I haven't hit this inside yet, I don't think. Let's see how it is. And then I should be able to triple up this hill pretty good. Oh yeah, that's nice. Get the turn double here. Don't hit that. I didn't, but I mean I did, but I didn't. Nonetheless, but different, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So like what I was saying about this row section right here is like dudes would send it up, and then they would come up a little bit short and not die, and well, sometimes maybe die. I don't know. Another thing I like about his version is like this table right here was big, but it wasn't that big. So like he did a good job of catching like this, like how you kind of jump down into the goalie rather than it being like a tabletop and then going down. I didn't really capture that too well on my version. So, I mean, if you want to try mine, it's on MX Bike Mods somewhere in there, and you'll see it's definitely a smoother, different dynamic than this version, but it's still you know, my version, so I got to give it some love here. I haven't tried that outside yet. I'll have to try that next, but definitely feel like this is going to be a track that people are going to play a lot. Good tracks are always really good too, so rail this outside, pit board right here, dad screaming at me, go faster, I didn't pay all this money for you to come here and get 13th. A little triple action to the single to the inside, nice. Putting it together now. A little off camber, you got to really respect that corner right there. Everybody would come around that corner flying and push super wide, and then you just cut down. See if we can triple. Oh yeah, I do. Nice. Double. Grub. Go around this roller right here, see what it's like on the outside. Pretty flat, nothing going on. Haven't hit this outside right here, outside to outside. Obviously inside was faster, my ghost caught up a little bit. Scrub, try to catch this inside. I can. I'll tuck the front. Don't hit the SpongeBob. I don't know if there's another one. Third person problems. Tuck the front end. Ah! Dang. That's kind of on me. I did a weight, or I kind of like weight transferred wrong there. Fourth gear going up a hill. That makes a lot of sense. Oh my gosh, just tripling into my screen too. Yeah, dude. Man, I don't really even know. I don't know how much more I can showcase this track besides just praising it because it is just so sick. I know I'm not doing the best job of riding, but it is the first time on the track. I mean, yes, it's a similar layout to my version, but the jumps are scaled a little different, so gotta get a few laps in to get that dialed here. I do like that little on-off section right there. It's kind of tricky in real life too, because you would think you need to go, you know, faster into it or something, but then you would over jump it, and it had like a decent little drop off between the third and the fourth one, so made it tricky. Oh, I'm gonna miss this corner. That's fine, but I think it's like the perfect amount of roughness to smooth scale. I think some racing on this will be really good, and as people kind of learn the track and everything, it should probably break in a little bit, you know, pretty good too. I only have 0.2 deform on, so might not be most ideal for testing E-road on this. I think that inside is going to be the line. I do like this outside though. You can rail that thing. Holy crap. Hit this middle line. You could definitely quad into that, but I'm not good enough to do so right now. I should have turned my ghost off for this, because sometimes it gets kind of annoying, but I had to turn it on for the first person testing to see how much how much slower I was. Triple. I wanted to catch that inside there, but I messed up. But yeah, hey, if you guys don't know, the track link will be in the description. I urge you to check out some old Steel City Pro motocross races. This place was literally the pinnacle of racing, man. It was such a good track, and it's such a bummer that it's gone. You know, for the longest time, people were trying to get them to bring it back, but I just don't think logistically it made sense for the reasons why they got rid of it in the first place. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm just glad that I got to experience it. It was, I guess you could say, one of my local tracks is about 3 hours away from where I lived, and I would ride there every chance that I could, because, I mean, I'm telling you guys, this track was elite. It was ran super well, always broke down deep ruts, whether it was raining or dry. You would get those ruts because they would rip it deep or water it a ton. Whether it was dry, like, you would still just get such good racing here, and I'm just glad that it's in the game for you guys to enjoy. So that being said, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I blabbed, you know, talked to your guys' ear off for the last 15 minutes or something, and I'm sure you want to get out there and try this track for yourselves. So do me a favor, go give Q some love. I know that I will, and I'm super stoked that he came out with this rendition of Steel City, like the hybrid version. And also, if you don't mind, drop a like, comment if you ever been to Steel City, or if you know anything about it, or what your favorite memory is, or if there's any other tracks that you think Q should recreate from back in the day, you know. And then while you're at it, if you're not subscribing, maybe throw one of those out there. It'd be cool for the algorithm. I don't really post enough, so not too worried about it. But if you guys want to be cool and join me in my motocross endeavors on the game, subscribing is the first way to do it. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy. Have some fun at one of my favorite tracks of all time. We'll see ya.